In today's video, we are going to be talking about low-carb foods, how to know which foods are low in carbohydrates, and why someone might choose to limit carbs in their diet. Now, I have done several videos in the past listing out zero-carb foods and the best low-carb foods in different food groups, but today's video is going to be a bit broader. This video is going to help you understand what foods in general are low in carbs without having to look up the specific food. Today's video is going to be for anyone who is looking to start a low-carb diet, whether that be keto or another variation, and isn't sure what they can eat. And make sure to stick around until the end because I'm going to be hooking you up with a shopping list that will make things even easier. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kate. I'm a health coach and I post videos on a high-fat, nutrient-dense way of eating. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, feel free to share, and make sure to subscribe. And make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook where I share new posts every single day. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. For everything from websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that does it all. Head to squarespace.com/healthcoachkate to start your free trial today. So if you clicked on today's video, it's probably because you're considering starting a low-carb diet and have no idea what you can eat. And I get it. Starting any new diet can be completely overwhelming. You often have to give up a lot of your favorite foods and end up feeling miserable and hungry all of the time. But the good news with low-carb diets such as keto is that, well, number one, most people do not find them difficult or restrictive once they understand them. And number two, because the foods you eat on keto are so satiating, feeling that extreme hunger you often feel on other diets is almost unheard of. And this is because restricting carbohydrates in your diet changes how your body burns energy. Instead of focusing on carbs for energy, which are a quick energy source, but our bodies cannot store much of them, our bodies burn fat instead. And even for someone who's lean, they have an ample supply of fat energy through stored body fat. This metabolic state where you are burning mainly fat for energy is known as ketosis. And yes, low-carb diets are beneficial for weight loss, but they have other benefits as well, such as increased cognitive function, decreased inflammation, and help regulating blood sugar. And these are benefits that a lot of people need. But now let's get into the reason you clicked on this video. What foods can you eat on a low-carb diet? Now, in general, low-carb diets are considered to be anything where you eat less than 100 grams of carbs in a day. And the keto diet is less than 50 grams of carbs in a day. Basing your diet around the foods we are about to talk about will help you to stay under these thresholds. And like I mentioned earlier, make sure to stick around until the end because I'm going to be hooking you up with a low-carb shopping list. Low-carb foods. As I said at the start of this video, today we aren't going to be listing out a bunch of foods, but rather we're going to be discussing how to know if a food is low in carbs without having to look up that specific food. So there are a few general rules of thumb to follow. The first one being that any type of meat or fish is going to be extremely low in carbohydrates and therefore suitable for a low-carb diet. Beef, pork, chicken, salmon, sardines, tuna, lobster, shrimp, all of these have zero or next to zero carbohydrates, making them very low in carbs. And I always mention good sources of protein first because protein really is the most important macronutrient. Protein is the building block for our cells, and it is critical that we prioritize it and get enough of it. And animal products such as eggs, cheese, and butter are also very low in carbs. There is one exception to this rule though, and that is with milk, which is slightly higher in carbs. But other types of dairy, such as the previously mentioned butter and cheese, along with other types such as heavy cream, sour cream, etc., these are all very low in carbs. The next rule pertains to vegetables. In general, any vegetable that is not a starch is going to be low in carbs. Examples of vegetables that are high in carbs are potatoes, squash, and corn. So on the flip side, anything non-starchy is going to be low in carbs. Cauliflower, broccoli, lettuce, celery, eggplant, tomatoes, and asparagus. Of course, there is a spectrum, but in general, sticking to non-starchy vegetables will mean you are not going to be consuming many carbs. And then onto fruit. The rule here is that any tropical fruit are going to be highest in carbs, and any non-tropical fruit lower. And fatty fruits especially are going to be the absolute lowest. Examples of fatty fruits are avocado, olives, and coconut. And examples of non-tropical fruit are berries such as strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries, lemons, and limes. And finally, we have nuts and seeds. Now, in general, as long as you're not consuming mass amounts of nuts and seeds, all are relatively low in carbs. Again, there is a spectrum, and I know nuts especially are really easy to go overboard with, but a handful of anything from macadamia nuts to almonds is not going to bump your carbs up too much. By sticking to these rules of thumb when you do your grocery shopping and when you're preparing meals, you'll be able to get into ketosis and adhere to a low-carb diet easily. The simplest way to put together a low-carb meal is to think of these three components: meat, fat, and fruits and vegetables. This can look like salmon topped with hollandaise sauce and a side of asparagus, or an omelet cooked in butter and filled with vegetables. It might take a bit of getting used to, swapping higher carb foods for lower carb ones, but honestly, after a couple of weeks, it becomes second nature. And now I'm going to tell you how you guys can access that low carb shopping list I spoke about earlier, and I'm also going to tell you about today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is your one-stop shop for all of your business needs. And one of the features I love is the ability to build an email list and send out email blasts. So if you head to my website, 𝗾𝗖𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏, and scroll down the first page, a box is going to pop up letting you know how you can download the shopping list. Type your email address in this box and voila, your low-carb shopping list is going to be sent straight to your email. Another feature I love about Squarespace is the blog. It is easy to create posts, sort them with categories and tags, and customize the layout. Plus, Squarespace has built-in search engine optimization tools, which means your blog posts are more likely to show up in search results. You can head to squarespace.com/healthcoachkate to start a free trial, and when you love it and decide to launch, use code healthcoachkate to save 10% off your first order. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And thank you to you guys for sticking around until the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you are going to have for dinner tonight, and if you're having any of the foods that we spoke about in this video. I love hearing from you guys in the comment section, so I will talk to you some more there. If you did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy my video on what 50 grams of different types of food looks like, which you can check out here. If you want to catch up on my most recent upload, you can find it here. And if you want to check out my keto diet and carnivore diet coaching programs, you can find them here. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time. Bye!